There are places on the planet so hot that a 100-degree day would seem mild. Places so hot that locals talk about phenomena like melting lights and spontaneously combusting trees. Places so humid you could cut the hot air with a knife. Extreme heat and stunning landscapes define these places around the world. A lot of the world's hottest places are far removed. They're so remote that they often lack the ground-based thermometers and weather stations used elsewhere, which means much of the heat info is sourced from satellites. Many are deserts, but some are cities, small towns, and jungles. We've rounded up the hottest places on Earth, likely far hotter than even the hottest day in your hometown. Find out the hottest places on the planet. Dalal, Ethiopia. Ethiopia's Danakil Depression is known for its year-round heat. The Dalal hydrothermal field, located within the Danakil Depression, creates an absolutely supernatural landscape. A kind of geological paradise of salt formations, acid hot springs and gas geysers, this visually stunning hydrothermal field is ranked as the lowest underground volcano in the world. Considered one of the most volcanic regions on Earth, Dalal was long abandoned. Except in some places, or afar, as they are called, the region is hardly visited by tourists. It was in the 1960s that some of the American mining companies conducted geological surveys at the site that revealed a maximum temperature of 46 degrees Celsius, 114.8 degrees Fahrenheit, on a regular basis. It soon became the place with one of the highest average temperatures ever recorded in any inhabited place on Earth. If you think you can beat the heat of the sun in this place, think again. Distant peoples have to deal with a constant flood of earthquakes as well as exposure to molten cores. There are lakes of potent acid just below the ground and the chances of survival are extremely bleak if you step into them. While visiting Dalal is extremely dangerous, it is certainly possible. Visitors should be prepared to drive for hours, spend a night in basic accommodations, and stay well hydrated. In addition, a local guide and armed escort are mandatory. For those who want to explore an otherworldly landscape and see the place reminiscent of NASA images, Dalal, Ethiopia, is the place to visit. If you still can't book a trip to Mars, you can visit Dalal and have a once-in-a-lifetime adventure. Flaming Mountains, China. Located at the northern end of the Turpan Basin and 10 kilometers east of the city of Turpan are the Flaming Mountains. They are arid mountains of red eroded sandstone between the Tianshan mountain range in Xinjiang. It is 98 kilometers long, 9 kilometers wide and 500 meters high, beyond the Flaming Mountains that form a red dragon from east to west in the sun. Millions of years of volcanic activity and weathering have formed breathtaking ravines in the slopes of the mountains, making them look like flames at certain times of the day, hence their name Flaming Mountains. The Flaming Mountains are the hottest area in China with a severe climate that can reach 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit, in summer. The ground surface temperature can reach 80 degrees Celsius, 175 degrees Fahrenheit, one of the places hottest on Earth. Desert heat waves and mirages dance on the red crest furrowed by parallel ravines. So it looks like a wall of flame, especially in the afternoon, in a red sky. There's a Flaming Mountain Museum with a big thermometer, and lots of tourist groups go there. There are camel rides and kids animated with Journey to the West and characters like the Monkey King. Legend has it that the Monkey King wreaked havoc on paradise and poured out Lord Lao Zi's 8 trigrams alchemical furnace. Some embers fell from the sky in Turpan. The Monkey King's magical palm leaf fan extinguished the fire and thus the Flaming Mountains were formed. Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert is the world's largest hot desert and the third largest desert behind Antarctica and the Arctic. Located in North Africa, it covers large sections of the continent. The desert covers most of the North African countries, including Algeria, Chad, Egypt, Libya and Sudan. It also extends into Morocco and Mauritania, covering 9.2 million square kilometers, which is comparable to the area of China or the US and a total of 8% of the Earth's land area. Awesome, right? The heat of the desert can reach extreme temperatures during the day. The sun's rays are reflected off the sand, which causes air to heat up and temperature soar. The Sahara is the hottest desert in the world, with one of the harshest climates. The average annual daytime temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, whilst the hottest temperature ever recorded was 52 degrees Celsius, 125.6 degrees Fahrenheit. The area receives little rainfall. In fact, half of the Sahara Desert receives less than 1 inch of rain every year. Despite many thinking of the Sahara as a constantly hot climate, temperatures drop dramatically at night, due to the lack of humidity, and can reach lows of -6 degrees Celsius, 21.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Snow falls regularly on several mountain ranges, but nowhere else in the Sahara. Summers in the Sahara Desert are like living on a hot, humid day for most of your life. The temperature will reach 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit, during the summer, and you'll be able to experience 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit, even at night. Ahvaz, Iran. On June 29, 2017, a city in southwestern Iran set the country's highest temperature ever recorded and came very close to the world record for the highest extreme temperature. Etienne Capikian, an analyst at the French meteorological agency Météo France, identified that the city of Ahvaz reached 53.7 degrees Celsius, 128.66 degrees Fahrenheit. A new all-time national record for the Iranian heat. Iran's previous highest temperature was 53 degrees Celsius, 127.4 degrees Fahrenheit. The scorching temperature reading was triggered by a heat dome centered on the Middle East. This reading was just below the hottest temperature ever measured on Earth in modern times of 56 degrees Celsius, 134 degrees Fahrenheit. While these numbers may sound almost suffocating, the 1.1 million inhabitants of the city of Ahvaz would have felt even warmer, as the thermal sensation, which takes into account the humidity, reached a dizzying 61 degrees Celsius, 142 degrees Fahrenheit. This combination of heat and humidity was so extreme that it was beyond the levels the heat index was supposed to calculate. Death Valley, California. Death Valley National Park entrance signs warn visitors of the risk. Bring plenty of water, wear sunscreen, don't forget this water. Although more than 1 million travelers pass through its gates safely each year, a handful inevitably succumb to the heat. Death Valley is the lowest, driest and hottest place in the United States. Furnace Creek, where its temperature is measured, it sits 190 feet below sea level in the Mojave Desert of southeastern California, and it is notorious for its scorching heat. In July 2018, its average temperature of 42 degrees Celsius, 108 degrees Fahrenheit, represented the warmest month ever measured on the planet. During that month, it reached at least 48 degrees Celsius, 120 degrees Fahrenheit, in 21 days. According to the World Meteorological Organization's Global Weather and Climate Extremes Archive, temperatures in Death Valley reached international extremes when they reached 56 degrees Celsius, 134 degrees Fahrenheit, in 1913, the warmest temperature on record anywhere in the world. Death Valley also reached 54.4 degrees Celsius, 129.92 degrees Fahrenheit, last summer, so there's little doubt that this is one of the hottest places on Earth. America's undisputed king of the blazing sun has held his record for more than a century and shows no signs of abating. For that reason, Death Valley remains the undisputed hottest place on Earth. And those were some of the hottest places in the world. If you know or have visited any of these places, leave it in the comments and let us know how your experience was. And if you liked the video, let us know, it means a lot to us. Thanks for watching until the next video.